Hi everybody, we're back. Next round 2 here is starting in just a minute or two. We pushed it back to 2 o'clock start for this round, but yeah, we'll keep you guys up on the schedule as we figure it out. But we've got Sebastian Wilkinson and Elias Kritikos. Is that how you get his last name? Yeah. Norwegian, the second, and the former was
Sebastian Wilkinson?
Yeah. He's a Brit, but I think he was living in Spain for a while or something like that.
Oh,
so I don't know what he
does.
calls his
I think he
hometown.
lives on the Ibiza.
I'm
not sure.
Yeah. But that should be a great match. I think what Mark was telling me that Elias played, I think like it averaged a 2.75 PR across like a last tournament that he played somewhere, like a BMAB event. And Seb was in like a recent Mochi challenge as well. You know, he played very well there.
Played in Japan.
Yeah.
Against the Kazuki or something.
Yeah. I think he had a tough first day, they were saying, like just jet lag and things like that, but just played real clean after that. And they're, of course, both, like everyone else that we're going to see play this weekend, very sharp players.
Yes,
So,
and it's fantastic, the buzzing in the room. All the players are talking about the format, about the problems they are experiencing with the fact that they have to play with a little screen on the side and touch the screen for the rolls. So all players are a bit out of their comfort zone. And I think there's a lot of excitement here in the room for this revolutionary format and this very prestigious event, because the winner of this event will not only get 5,000 euros, but will get the honor, I think, and privilege to play Mochi, probably in Monte Carlo this summer, with extremely high stakes, you know, for the title of like best player in the world. So it's fantastic to see how all the players are like beating themselves up because they have a PR which is higher than they are expecting. So it's really exciting to be here and to be able to witness it from close by.
No, it's funny. I don't know. I was talking to Zdeněk before this match here, and I wasn't sure how to wish him luck. Right? I was like, I wish you many simple games.
Sure.
I don't know what people are rooting for now, not just to win a game or anything like that, right? It's a very funny format.
The fun. I think the format is also a bit playing tricks with people's minds. Because they have a feeling that somewhere there must be something where they can adjust or adapt to the format. Look for complicated games, look for simple games. Where do they feel most comfortable? How can they exploit the fact that their PR can be influenced by the number of decisions, what types of games to aim for. And I think that the player who has the edge in this tournament is the one who can let go of all these considerations and just play in his natural game, reconnecting a bit with intuition instead of falling victim to all kinds of considerations which may play tricks on you. That's what Sebastian told me just a moment ago outside. He said, I feel I have to like reconnect with my gut. And not start to think, because the fact that you don't have to roll the dice, but you have to press the screen, it creates a little gap a little gap where your mind can play tricks on you. You lose your rhythm. So it's very fascinating to see how these world-class players adapt.
Right.
Voilà, and this match is going to be extremely interesting. We're looking forward to the start of it. 2 world-class players who should be able to play a low 3. But you never know what the game throws at you. I mean, a lot of people were complaining because we were in the first game and we had a multiple back game. I mean, how can this happen to me? You know, it's a PR tournament and suddenly we have 6 checkers on the low 3 points and what to do.
I heard whoever, I forget who Lars Travel played in the first round, but he was commenting, you know, I came over, I walked over and I was joking with him because I saw that he has like a triple back game. I think the 1, 4, and 5 all made, and that's the first thing that I see is just like many checkers back. And I was like, that's bad for...
And then of course if your mind tells you, oh, damn, you know, suddenly I'm in this complicated back game, it's going to ruin my PR, and it can play tricks on you.
But he was joking too. He was like, I made a joke about that, and he said, "Yeah, it's all because this guy played 2 down on the first roll. He
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
supposed to.
yeah.
He's like, now I have to slot.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
we're-
yeah, yeah, yes.
So it's yeah. It's funny. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can say that we are about to witness the second round of
Yeah.
this ultimate backgammon challenge.
Yeah. Oh, do you know Michael Larson, how he did in the verse?
Yeah,
I've
he
got the
won.
results on my Facebook. Okay, he won. Yeah. Yeah, we can see your comments on the YouTube now. We've got it on the other screen here. So, yeah, fire away. I'll try to pay attention to that over there, too.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, they've started.
Oh, here we go.
Great.
Yeah. So we've got, okay, yeah.
Elias playing the blue checkers and Sebastian from Great Britain, not from Norway, Israel.
Oh, yeah.
Sebastian is
Got
from
the country switched, yeah.
Great Britain. Okay.
Yeah. And I think, I thought it was pretty standard to hit on the ace after that, but it's a small technicality.
Technicality,
Yeah,
yes.
there you go. After the split with the 6, you want to disconnect that anchoring checker, so you can't do exactly this. As it were.
Right.
But yeah, not a big mistake. Small structural advantage for white so far, anchored up, and has that racing advantage.
Yeah. So close race.
Yeah.
Good to anchor up, I think. No, it's
Oh.
wrong.
Oh no, he just entered the
Oh,
move
he
wrong.
entered the
Yeah,
wrong. No,
yeah.
no.
He'll get that fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is already a pretty well-defined and simple game. We're in a
Mhm,
mutual holding game.
Mhm.
Always tempting to overthink the plays in these, but really you just want to kind of continue and bring the race home, and the trailing player wants to try to maintain contact, so
Right. They should feel comfortable here.
yeah.
But you never know what can happen in these so-called boring holding games,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe at a certain moment you will have to run
Yeah.
from your anchor, and it may be wrong, not like here.
Yeah.
I don't think this is correct. Well,
2 blots on the
blue
board.
has 2 blots in board.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good heads-up play, good opportunity to notice that. And
Yeah.
now he's still, of course, going to hit here, I'm pretty sure, because he can cover the 5 as well and have the better board.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trailing in the race otherwise, so he's got to go for it.
Correct.
Yep. That's kind of these mutual holding games, just everything blows up at once like this. And this is a much scarier hit, but I think you might
Ooh.
still have to go for it here.
Yeah.
What's your other 5, right? So, yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Blue has a blot in board. Hitting seems mandatory.
Yeah.
That's nice. Comes in and covers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A 4 or a 5 is like what I would be hoping for.
How about 2 4s?
Wow. It's good. Can't be bad.
Yeah, it doesn't clean everything up,
No.
but wow, it's not clear. I guess the first thing I look at is wanting to make that anchor, right? And I
Mhm.
see that I can never safety the checker on the 13th. Yeah, and so he goes ahead and does that. So maybe the best way to keep it safe is to do something like switch 7 to 3, but you
Mhm.
hate making points behind an anchor. But I just,
It limits the shots, I think.
yeah, it seems like it might, and so he's going to consider that, sure enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that gets that to safety. The other play that I'd be looking at, I suppose, would be, yeah, the second one on the board is just making the 14. You're leading in the race, and you just want to try to escape the contact. So in simple game plan thinking, just moving those 2 checkers, your anchor forward, is a very strong play, So, and they're both very close, yeah.
Uh-huh. I see. They're both close, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot in these games, I feel like, too, that
It's a hit. It's an important
Yeah.
one.
you think about those decisions forever and they turn out to be equal, right?
Mhm.
Wow, this is pretty loose position, too. A lot could happen on this roll.
It's a great one.
That's a great entry, yeah. Well, we're making that 5 for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't a great last
That's the
3,
one.
though, I guess.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep. It looks, I think, to newer players like, well, it still builds the 2 and the 1, but you really just hate putting checkers that deep. They're not productive enough down there.
Mm-hmm.
2-5.
Wow,
Where is
what
this
to
gonna?
do?
Wow. Yeah, is it
Wow.
desperation time where we have to hit? You didn't almost never want to break the 8 to hit inside the board, but there is a lot to clean up if you don't. So in 5 blots, it's going to be tempting to at least think about something here. But I mean, that perfect 3-point board, you can't send a cube yet. Well, look at this. This was an error to hit on that 3. I understand why you did that too. But yeah, usually 5 blots is more than a position can hold. So it's a good rule of thumb. Nice. It covers and anchors. Very good.
Interesting stuff. I mean, if white dances, but he doesn't, that's a good entry number. The 4 is easy.
Yeah. Well, you don't like stacking 5 there, but that's what you're going to do.
So what
yeah.
you got to do there.
This is kind of part of the why that 8 to 3 hit might have been incorrect too. Is like he gets a really great sequence where white fans and then he's able to cover, and he's still got a lot of work to do, right? So it doesn't pay off enough when it works, and it does risk a ton. So yeah. But here we are in a holding game again. Something like a mutual holding game, but it's a little asymmetric. It's interesting.
Yeah. Blue seems to have like a bit of a timing advantage.
Yeah, this is a fascinating decision here too. I think you do like to keep that
White
0.6 away from the
desperately
gap.
Needs a 6.
Yeah, blue's just going to do this. Yeah, blue is going to run out of time very quick, but for now it's more of an attacking structure that white has, so sitting on that deuce is okay. And this is a great roll for white. Now the pressure is back on blue, like you're saying, to move. But I don't think he does have the better board for now.
Yeah, so blue is now stripped. In the outfield, 5-4 is great.
Yeah, we just come around. The 7 shots are, you don't mind leaving the 7 as much given the blot in the board, but it's still scary against a 4-point board.
Wow,
Ooh, double
that
5s.
saves him. Yeah.
Great. It almost equalizes the position completely. Now we're in like close to a 50-50 game. That's amazing. Especially white's not very efficient for racing with that extra checker on the 3 and the blot and the, so yeah, look how close we are here. We're almost like 53-47. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I don't see a play B, but oh wow, those are really close. It's better to keep the contact back on the bar and clear the...
Ah, yes. Because he's down in the race 18 pips.
Well, that's before the play, I think. So I think after the play he's down. This is a very... Wow, what is the merit of giving up the 13 here? Is this better? He does have the better board, so if that's better contact, that's a good thing to do. It does just allow Seb the freedom to build his 4-point and take advantage of the contact he has. So, right, he wouldn't be making his 4 if Elias had stayed back on the 18, but that's interesting. Nice technical plays. It's really fun to see challenging ones like that. I like this with Seb. He's got a chance to use the dillied checker on the 3, so go for it. Defined holding game. We're even in the race, so no cubes coming until someone has a clear advantage there, and Seb's just trying to fix his board and be ready for the contact if a shot gets left.
I agree. It's not a good one. You would have preferred to make the 4, although blue still has a checker to play with on the mid. So there's no immediate shots coming.
Yeah. Ooh.
You have to break your, well, you can make the ace, but I would consider playing 6 to 2, but there's not much in it, I guess.
Yeah. It's not a, those ones get really tricky, kind of balancing between that contact with the anchor and maximum efficiency with the race. Since we're so close, every pip counts a lot.
That's another interesting one.
Yeah, well, it looks hard to switch off the 4. I don't love that play, but I don't love breaking contact now that we're, you know, almost technically down in the race in a sense here. Yeah, look at this. It likes your...
It's both are okay.
Yeah, but your 6-2 play from last time shows up as a very good racing play. I like that. Those are ones that I don't tend to find. I think they're tricky there, but...
Well, I think if you're like up in the race, these checkers which break your board inside don't really matter much. You have to maintain flexibility and try to avoid a shot. I think here a really good player would probably sense that there's not much in it. But 24 millipoints in this format might challenge Elias, and he does spend some time on it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, kind of same. I find these holding games to be very sensitive, you know, and it's just like a lot of different things to think about. So I understand spending a lot of time on it for sure. Yeah, this is the natural breaking contact play. Either one of those is fine for the race.
I agree.
But yeah, that's why the 6-2 is good because it kind of fills that gap there too.
Wow.
Oh wow! What a time to
Wow,
make
what
that
a-
play. Small swing on the 5s.
Yeah, that's funny, in fact. It's funny. If he
Right,
had
right.
chosen the other play, which was equivalent or equal in value, white would have been sailing off for an easy first point. As it is, the 5s were blocked. So here too, I would just play 5-2, you know. What is
No,
this?
he wants to play bigger now.
Wow, wow.
He thinks
I
he
would
needs to
never
have
think
his
of that.
board. I mean, he's down a decent
Gee,
amount in the
5-2
race.
is a monster blunder. Ah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he needs the contact now. That's how he's going to win. So,
Wow.
and that
Okay.
might happen. Yeah. Oh, 8-6, 5-4 was a blunder. It says now. So maybe your play was okay.
Yeah, he should have played with the spare from the 12 point. I would never have found that play. Maybe, well, of course it is because white's board is compromised,
Yeah.
but still it's a 4-point board. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, this seems like it's slightly
Easy,
early.
7-8.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
the races
It's
we have
bad.
11 pips with just raw pip count. It would seem like it is, but it's a waste. Like there's a lot of wastage on white's side, so it's a huge take. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of what is like 10% or what people use a lot. So I would be using 8 pips as the point of last take, where you
Yeah,
can still
correct.
play this out. Yeah,
So that's why I immediately said it's a pass, but of course you have to start adjusting for wastage.
yeah, yeah, and those.
So I would have done the Keith count in that case. I would have spent like 30 seconds to do the Keith count.
Punish 4 pips on the ace, then, right?
Wow, double 2 blocked. We are so absorbed by our considerations that we forgot to see what a cruel roll that was, what a cruel anti-joker, but no hit.
Misses. Okay.
Okay, so now we are in no skill territory. Mentally, you can relax a little bit. You
Yeah.
can't screw up. Skill-wise,
Might have to keep the pip count going,
yes,
so you know
yes,
if
yes.
when the recube's coming in.
Yeah.
That's not a bad roll.
Wow, we may have an interesting cube action coming up. Okay, that goes out the window for the moment.
Wait, no, 3s brings the cube action back into it. So we're getting close. Very close.
Yes.
Getting to almost even equity. It's going to be given cube ownership. This is so strong because if Elias can get into a winning position, he can claim the game before it's actually won with the cube. Whereas since Seb's given that up, he doesn't have that option anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And I think what is white's take point for a recube? Is it? I think it's slightly higher than for an initial cube, but I'm not sure.
Tends to be by a very little bit.
Very
Yeah, I
little
should probably
bit, yeah.
have that chart out. But
Probably
practically
like a
in a
money.
7-point match, I would probably just treat it like a money and try to be around there.
Yeah.
You could do some math in that. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us, look it up in XG and tell us exactly what it is. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're getting too close to it though. Still a pretty big lead for Wyatt.
Yeah. Wow, this boring holding game has, I hope you heard the quotation marks there, the boring holding game presented us with a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
And it's not over yet, I mean.
Yeah, the easy racing decisions here too, right? These 3s can be kind of tricky. I would expect that you would fill in the 2, but he might be thinking he needs more doubles to work to win in the game. But the thing is, I think 5 still wins for you here, so I think you do this. Yeah, I don't think you need. The first play you looked at is thinking about maximizing on double 5s and getting the most checkers off when you roll high doubles, I think. But
I'm not sure. I personally, over the board, I wouldn't yet start thinking about I need to maximize my high doubles. I
Right.
think it's
I agree.
for the moment still better to, to put your checkers on all points and
Yes.
take a checker off if you can. I hope that's what he did. Yeah. 6-4. Okay, Elias needs a big one. No.
I still, I think he can still keep filling in points and not worry about the big set having to win it. Seb's got plenty of misses here, unless he
Still
doesn't.
not over.
Yep.
He may have 2 rolls to find the big one. Okay.
Now he needs to maximize
Yes.
the doubles. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. First blood
Yep.
to Sebastian.
2 points.
And a great PR for Sebastian. He's in the driving seat.
Yeah. It's a great spot to be in.
So where did Elias go wrong in this game? Was it the checker play or the cue?
There was the hit 8-3 where he broke his 8-point to hit loose, a bunch of
yes,
pressure
that was
on,
a difficult one.
and breaking contact from the bar point. Once he crunched his board on the double fives, once Seb did, there was a switching play that was, okay, the 2-1 slot, you just run after this. Now we're already in preferences for both side kind of position where white with a single checker back mostly wants to run and race. Blue, see the 2 here, because his game plan is to contain that and he's down in the race, I feel like you play that down usually, but interesting. It looks like XG likes his play. So.
Yeah. Because white still only had 8 checkers in the zone. There was no 4th checker on the 8 point, so I think that the split was more than okay.
Could be a leading score thing to some degree too, but I love to have a checker on the 11 point when I'm trying to contain a single checker back. So that's what I would have been thinking there. It doesn't build as many points either at this point, so.
That's a good play by Seb. It's inflexible, but it's safe.
He's racing, so play the race, you know?
Sure.
And this is, I think it is time to anchor in front of that 6 stack now.
Of course.
Sure.
That's a great one.
Productive,
Yes.
And I guess, I think white probably still has a small lead in this game, but it's hard to say, pretty close.
Do you run all the way or do you make the 9 points? Or is there something else?
Yeah, it sure is tricky, these. Oh, sorry, I was looking at it from white's perspective. That's funny.
Yeah, you jump out and make the 9.
We're
Running all the way. You give up your good anchor, you don't make the 9 point, you don't unstack your mid. So this looks like the balanced play.
It controls the most of the board. Yeah, I like that.
Controlling the board.
Yeah.
Creating a broken 4 prime, it looks good.
It's complicated because he is winning the race after the play though, and so a lot of times that incents you to just break contact however you can and just play for that game plan. But you can do a little bit more here.
Yeah, the 9 point is very valuable.
Yeah, he's got.
Look, we have rolls now which make a winning 5 prime, like 6-1 and double 3. So, okay.
He's going to take his time and make sure though.
He's considering. Good.
He does recognize that the first 2 have to be out to the 18 though, because now that he's winning the race, he can't sit that deep on the 3-point anchor. But okay,
that's
simple.
Fine.
Yep. Seb still would just love to run with some 6s here, I think.
Force.
Maybe not. Maybe he wants to build his board first since the race is pretty close. But yeah.
Okay.
He's just, Elias is happy to build his board and keep pressuring that blot back.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's, that's Huppelba.
Runs with the 3s. It could be, I don't see many candidates second place.
Correct. Just hold your breath. It's a miss.
If it works, then you're even in the game. Accomplished an even game from being threatened to be losing. Yeah.
I think a 9 to 7 is best because the 9 point doesn't work well with the made 3 point.
Oh, good point. Yeah, you are kind of dying to break that.
But I may be wrong.
Bringing a checker in is nice too, so it seems to have liked that. But yeah. And he can't get the checker to safety. That's kind of a bummer.
You leave 13 shots this way.
Yeah, there's no duplication.
No. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Probably right. Should be right. If blue hits, he has to give up his valuable 18-point anchor.
You were considering staying back. Yeah, I think for sure you want to run around and try to get to safety.
This is difficult.
Yeah,
I think it's difficult.
He does not have the better board, so it's not clear you want to do this. But I think with 3-point boards, you can go for it.
I see.
And I think if it was like a 4-point board, it would be a little scarier. So I think it's undeveloped enough that you can try it and risk it and kind of put a
Great
lot of the
play.
game right on this roll here.
Yes. Wow,
Ooh,
what a
that's a-
reply.
Pretty good reply.
Gee.
What do we do with it?
Yeah,
we
what do
need
we
to name-
do? 1, 2, 3.
There's no safe play, yeah, so I think you do want to make this.
Oh. Yeah, this is difficult. Ah, but blue is on the bar.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, blue is on the bar. You leave what?
I think this is a
7
fine.
shots or something?
Yeah. So I think this is our best. I don't think you want to create another blot. I think you're going to cash this game a lot of the time. Could
I think
be
you're too
already.
good if
Yeah.
you're. Yeah, this is. I think this is no longer too good.
No, but I think you do have to. With 2 checkers back, I don't think blue can take. So I think whatever
Yeah.
4 he plays, this is probably going to be a double and a pass.
Yeah, voila. Good double. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a good double. But can blue take? I
Oh,
mean,
wow, it's
no, I don't.
okay.
Well, I wouldn't really know.
I don't think so.
No,
I think
no, I
that
don't think
this
so.
is.
Too many gammons in there, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be tempted to think about it with that checker still to get
Wow.
around. Oh wow.
Phew.
This
Wow.
is a sizable pass for money, but pick 'em taker pass at the score,
Yes.
which you can. Yeah, I mean, leading 5 away, 7 away, there's some adjustment that happens, but I would not. I would be dropping this like a rock for sure.
I mean, if he takes
Yeah.
this and wow, then no, he drops.
Yeah, you got to know
Good,
pretty
good,
well.
good. Yeah, this was hard to figure out.
Yeah,
Probably impossible.
so you can see there too, like the difference in equity between taking or passing there is tiny. So it's
Right.
really, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
practically not a mistake. Technically a very small one.
Mm-hmm. 7 away, 4 away.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian still at an astonishing, with an astonishing PR below 1. That should give him comfort if he has a feel for the fact that he is on such a good PR.
Yeah. Pretty symmetric game so far.
Mm-hmm.
Elias should continue to copy him here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, perfectly symmetrical. Yeah.
There we go. I think Elias should also make the 4-point with his 4-2. Oh,
Aces are good,
how are they good?
but
though?
where do you play your fourth ace? Or do you double shift or things like that? I mean,
Yeah, I guess you must have to shift because you don't have a very good ace if you make the anchor. Well, yeah, you don't even want to make the 23 here. Yeah, so I would just make the deuce. That's fine.
Yeah. double shifting, of course, is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting how close the shifting, or sorry, just playing 8 to 6 is here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't, making the 2-point when you have the 8-point, they don't communicate like you were talking about in the last game, breaking the 9.
Mm-hmm.
Points 6 away from each other aren't that great. So, oh, this is interesting. You can't leave a direct 6 though. I wonder
No.
why he's considering this play. Yeah, this is got to be sizably incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
And, occasionally you just don't see things like that, but I guess he just doesn't like his options is another part, so that's probably why he's looking at it. I get into that habit sometimes too. I chatted with Zdeněk too about that. There was a play where he had the option to make a 5 and we were talking about he made the bar point and made a blunder on it and you just didn't see the play.
Okay.
That just happens
Sure.
with the board. Of course the best players are going to do that a little bit less than everyone else, but
Yeah.
it's a human game.
Yeah, shifting. It has tempo value,
Yes.
but you make a deep point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really sad if he rolls a 4-3 or 3-2, or even if he comes in up there, it's kind of tough, right? Now you have to deal with that threat to make the anchor with the direct shot. So this is the pure play, I guess, you know?
Yes.
And so it's got... yeah.
I have been watching Kritikos' game for 3-4 years. And
Yeah.
I was amazed already 3-4 years ago in the Nordic. I think he went all the way to the final. And his checker play is like virtuoso at times.
Yeah.
He comes up with checker plays that you say, well, how can he find checker plays like this? Okay.
Oh, leading the match.
He's very meticulous with his checker plays.
Still feels a little too even. It's not a score that you adjust a ton at quite yet, because it's still a valuable cube for for white to own all these kinds of things, they can send it back eventually.
Yeah, I think he was right
Yeah.
in waiting, but
Yeah.
the gammons are there.
Yeah. Only 9 in the zone. There's not a ton of gammons
Ooh,
yet.
that's-
There's another piece.
Here, what do you do? I think you cannot do anything else but make it a 24-point anchor and play a 4 down, right?
Yeah, I think you do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is a bit of... Yeah, 4s are duplicated, but
It's too much. You're down in the race. You don't mind having the anchor against that deep 2-point, right? This is Blue's got a more of a blitzing game, and so you should anchor against it and not worry too much about being primed and having to get up on that higher anchor. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to know. I think it's also good to know that the value of the 24-point anchor increases if the opponent has made his deuce point and has like 1 or 2 gaps in front of that or behind that deuce point.
Yeah.
So this is tempting, and it has some conundrum value because the 4s are duplicated.
Yeah.
It's flexible. I don't know. Could this be the double match point play? I'm not sure.
It could be. The numbers are close enough where maybe
No,
it would change,
it's
but it
not.
looks like probably not.
No,
since
no,
it
no.
just
This is
wins
the best
one,
play. He found it.
Yeah, he tends
Good,
to.
Sebastian.
I think I played Elias in Cyprus, and he was, like you're saying, very sharp player.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I think we will be facing some interesting cube action.
Yeah,
I
it's getting
think
close
white
to the
is still in
defined
take
game.
territory.
Yeah.
Blue's stripped inside board.
So he's
the
down in the race,
gaps.
so he's going to sit on the ace point as his game. He's not thinking about running here, I don't think, or anything.
I'm not
I hope
sure.
not.
Wow.
He's probably debating between slotting the 5 or just making the 2 now in case there's a shot left this turn. He would like to hit fly shots in the outfield if Elias breaks. So it's confusing to me. These are kind of, I hope he's not planning on
Yeah.
doing this. 'Cause
This is worth considering. But I think strengthening your board and then running is probably better.
oh wow, this is pretty close. Yeah, okay. It doesn't look like a splitting position to me. I think you can sit and play from the ace point game, like for the reasons that we talked about. But yeah, it's in there.
I think he senses that, he has 48 pips tied up in that ace point anchor.
Yeah, too close to
And
not do it.
Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
great play.
Yeah.
I think this is really a world-class play. It's all close.
Yeah.
It's all close. He couldn't go wrong by much,
Yeah.
but it's still a very courageous play. And now, of course, Blue, there's volatility. Blue
Yeah.
has market losing sequences.
That's another thing that gets in your head about making that play too. Is you might know that you're inviting a cube here, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it'll kind of tempt you to make the other play where it's going to hold the cube off for a little while. Yeah. But that's probably part of the beauty here too, is that Elias should send this in a pretty volatile situation, rather than wait to efficiently cash in a game kind of later on. So putting him to the pressure like that can be a good thing in backgammon.
He does cube.
Yeah, and he's going to take this easily.
Yeah, Seb knew this before he made the splitting play.
Yep. And nothing happens, and if he
yep.
can make that bar point, then he's in almost an
Great
even
shape,
game.
Yeah,
Really
wow.
nice to hold that
A
cube.
6 could also. He must be disappointed. That's a good alternative.
Yeah, making the best 4-point board is nothing to frown about, right? But a 6 is better, yes.
Ooh,
Ooh, wow, that's a killer.
That 1, 2.
Yeah,
I
what's
think
the best
you just
can
have
do
to.
then?
Wow. Lots of options. You can make the bar point, or you can make the 4-point and give some shots.
Yeah.
I don't know what is where the priorities are.
Yeah,
I mean,
at the
making
score,
the
you
4
would love to
wins more gammons, I guess.
look how. So actually, making the 4 is like the worst
Yeah,
of
you
the
have to
options.
make
I'm
the 4
surprised
and
by that.
shift. Wow.
N-
So you should refrain
oh, wow,
from
don't even
hitting
hit
on
on the
the
bar.
7. This is
Yeah, I was thinking hit on
Wow.
the 7 and shift to the ace. You're going to do that. That makes sense. That's a good, strong blitzing play. Okay.
You see how the dice or how the game can trick you. I think this roll, because there is the option of hitting on the 7-point,
Yeah, you just
has
see
like
it
a
right away.
conundrum value.
Yeah, so you
Because
just
you are so tempted to hit that blot of the 18-point that you miss the shifting play.
Yeah.
making the 4, shifting to the ace, which is counterintuitive, and just letting that blot sit there on the bar. This is a tough play to find, and if he finds this, I mean, this leaves 6 shots, or probably a bit more, because double 3 also hits. It's a dance.
Big swing there.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a feature of the other plays that had left no shots, no blots.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
But very tough to find. I mean,
Yeah.
I only mentioned it because I saw it on the XG feed,
right.
to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think I would have considered that play over the
I
board.
considered shifting, but I rejected it right away.
Right, I would have considered shifting along with hitting on the bar, if anything, which is a big mistake, but it just looks too loose, yeah. So I wouldn't have thought.
Okay, a
against such
sigh of
strong board.
relief for Seb that reduces the gammons
Yeah.
significantly.
He's got a backdoor into winning this game now, too, and Elias goes ahead and helps him with the timing here, so he doesn't have to worry about crunching.
Yeah, an awkward checker distribution.
Yeah,
Stripped 5 and 6 point and stacked 7 point. So we may see some exciting developments.
6-1.
I think the choice is trivial between making the bar or slotting the deuce, all these things. I think a good player senses intuitively that there's not much in it in a
Yeah.
roll like this.
Well, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about 9-8, but he's thinking about it. I like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, playing the checkers outside seems strong to me. I would rather not play them to
Wow,
the
that
deuce right
is a
now and try to save gammons.
There's the shot.
Already, huh? That fast. I was wondering if he was gonna have to slot, you know, or find out where he kind of gets forced into it in a different way, but just literally forced
there.
into it. Yeah. So this, I think we still want to conserve pips outside too. So, well, maybe I would have broken this and like come in or something.
Well, he's
but-
expecting, there's lots of rolls which leave the blot there, but not this one. This is a joker.
Yeah.
Excellent roll.
5-3, yeah. You can, these are tricky, like to find the absolute best play for Seb, but balancing, bringing checkers in so you can run off the gammon once this opens up the prime in front of you, and maintaining a good structure to contain a checker if you're so lucky to hit a shot. You know, you have to do a little bit of both here. You don't necessarily want to get pulled off right away on a 6, but I think I would just bring them both in
Sure.
and let that happen here.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You want to run with a 6.
Yeah. He's
I
thinking about maintaining it though.
No,
That's. I think he's thinking about just bringing one in so he doesn't have to run to a 6 until blues kind of reduce the ammunition a little bit.
I like that play.
Yeah. Now.
4-2, you clear. Well, you can. I think you should
Yes.
probably clear from the back here.
Yeah.
This wins a bit. Wow. Could this be right? I mean, you
Sure,
win a
it's-
bit more
it must win
gammons.
more gammons, and it's important to do
Wow,
at the score.
strong. Yeah, and you keep the 5 prime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But from the Michi book rules, yeah, it leaves an inner gap, which you don't want there. Like you don't have a spare on the 4 is what that means. And you do just love to clear the 6 safely when you get the opportunity. It's tough to do. So Elias is probably going to have a lot of awkward situations here like this, like that roll. He had to get kind of lucky to not leave a shot. There are going to be a bunch of numbers, and it's going to keep repeating for a while. Seb's reduced most of his
There is the
backgammon
shot
or
already.
gammon risk, yes. There
So
we
a
go.
second chance for Seb to hit a shot.
This is how blue wins a gammon. He gets hit here on the ace. Oh, never mind.
Ah, yes. These these hits can be two-sided or
Yeah,
double-edged. You
Yeah.
can hit and be excited. Yes, I hit, and then you get hit and you lose a gammon. It's all possible. Okay, but the game looks like Elias will wrap up this game,
Yeah.
take back 2 points to come to a 5 away, 4 away score.
Yeah.
But Seb is playing extraterrestrially well,
Yep.
and Elias is hanging in there, PR-wise. Strong play by both players. Elias down to 5 minutes for a 5-way, 4-way score.
Yeah, I think these are,
Nothing to be alarmed about.
no, but it's tricky. It ends up playing similar to money in a lot of ways, but as the leader in this one, you still, these are some of the hardest cubes for me to find are the 4-way ones because they change your gammon value so much. So you
Yeah,
just
but
have to,
the gammon value for both players is more than 0.8. I think it's 0.9 for the 4-way player and 0.8 for the 5-way player. So gammon value is extremely high.
yeah.
So that's definitely something to consider in gammonish positions.
Yeah.
Now what to do here with the 5s? Once again, you have the option of running,
Yeah,
or
I
you
don't-
can, you can't do everything. You can't point on the ace, run with 2 checkers and make the 8. That's not possible. What to do?
yeah,
I think I would hit on the ace to break the connection with between the 2 back checkers.
yeah, I agree. That
Ah,
seems, but
yeah.
he likes the 13 to 8 first. He decides he wants that point, but I would have been thinking about the ace first too.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
I mean, if Seb dances, there's a cube coming and probably a pass.
maybe it could be too good.
Ah,
White's got absolutely nothing, so they're really even entering here. I don't know if they have enough to play this game.
what to do? This is, wow. I would have no clue.
I think I'm entering on the 22 to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and XG says, "Who cares? You're passing," right?
Uh-huh.
So, which I think seems reasonable.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this looks bad for White. So yeah, I think Elias again. What he's going to think about is whether it's too good or not. And I think Seb should be pretty easy time. Has just nothing. Doesn't have the race. Doesn't have any points made. Doesn't have an anchor. So this is just. I mean, he's lost.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 14, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's even a clear money pass.
Yeah.
Please
might be
don't
counting
take
the-
this, Seb. Please don't. Yeah, okay.
Oh, he's like worried that he's making a mistake passing or something. That's funny. But yeah, that should be. He probably had to count the race real quick to make sure that once he realizes he's also down 20 pips, then I think that's a pretty trivial pass. Yeah, it's just nothing in that game. But okay, 4-way. This is again
Exciting.
just any gammonish positions are very hard to evaluate because they're worth so much here.
Okay,
on a
full
turn
points.
cube. Yep. Good start.
So it's important to be able to assess not only your winning chances in the game when you are considering to cube, but also the gammon percentage. Do you have 20% gammons in a position, or you have 30% gammons in a position? And it's only it's something you can only study by practicing with XG and paying attention to the numbers.
Yeah. Got to split to pressure that blot. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's a great roll for Seb, reducing the gammons against.
Is
and
making the
increasing-
anchor better than cleaning up being like the hit on the 6 though? I would not want to leave that blot on the 8 personally. But there's some duplication, so I see the value in it.
Wow.
But okay, he just goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not too bad. That's maybe the biggest error he's made all match though.
Uh-huh.
Shows you how well he's playing.
But you are quite right. Picking up the blot on the 8 and just splitting in the back was better than anchoring up, because
And
you don't give
now-
him that great 6.
Yeah. Elias can make the 5 points.
Yeah,
He will.
yeah,
Well
yeah,
hitting.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing roll. And this is going to be already like complicated to think about cube actions here. 3 back. I think, yeah, Seb's
is
got a
too
little too
early.
much offense. Yeah.
I mean, the gammons are probably not higher than 18% or so, would be my guess.
We've got someone asking. This is a gammoner board, I think. I think I spotted the.
Yeah.
You can see on the black flap by the clock there. It says it. Nice little dice cover that they've got there. A very nice board set, yeah. Double 2s here, yeah. I think. I mean, ooh, yeah. There's the debate between seeing the light and making another blocking point. I'm not sure there. Yeah. It's a good play though. I would have been very tempted to make the 9 to put more pressure there.
Well,
Oh, okay, rolling forward. Yeah, that double 2s was pretty easy. Ooh, we don't have a, well, yeah, we can just break the 11. This is fine. I don't think you want a tempo on the ace or anything like here. You're outboarded. Yeah. It's kind of close though.
okay.
Very even game.
Yes.
2-1. What do
Yeah.
we need to do? I think you're.
That's the containing.
We do love to have
Approach.
the like we talked about. Love to have that checker there. The ace you could even play, I guess.
I think this is also a valid option, although you are behind in the race. Playing
Yeah.
up, coming up with a back checker, you can jump it into the outfield, because blue is still back on the 24 point. Hasn't achieved full freedom yet, as Mark Olsen would say.
Yeah.
Full freedom.
Yeah. These are
That's
a
correct,
lot of,
actually. Now I can see it on the XG feed. It's close, but
Super
coming up
close.
is not too bad. It also reduces the gammons against, I guess, if you come
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Staying. That's
Yeah,
the
by
issue with
4%.
staying on the 24 is you maintain more contact, but very quickly you kind of give blue things to do behind it, right? Like you can if he makes the 2 point, for example, and not even points on your head, then what do? You might not get the chance to come up later. So yeah. And now on random threes, where I guess you're, maybe he's probably got to just play safe here, but
agree.
he's got an option to at least hit him loose and kind of take some time. And they're very close again too. But yeah.
So cube's still in the middle.
The thought with this play, I think, is like eventually you got to get that checker out of your hair on the ace,
Yeah,
so
but wow.
yeah. Now there's all kinds of things there's a lot of gammons in this position. I think you really got to think hard about a cube here now. And he doesn't.
Make the deuce. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Or
clear.
making the 9. Oh, wow.
Could be.
Oh, wow. It could be.
Yeah, I would make another
could
board
be.
point though. This is strange.
No,
yeah.
it's a mistake.
Might not have seen that.
Wow, there's the ace for Seb.
And the 6 out.
Okay, that's
Simple.
now, if blue dances, then we have a tricky because white has 2 checkers behind the broken prime. This is prime versus blitz.
Yeah, this is really hard.
Wow.
I mean, it can't be a take, but it could be too good. I would have to take some time to think about that.
Yeah, this is something you need to analyze.
Look at this. It's like right on the edge of too good. Yeah.
Okay, we look like beginners, or we sound like beginners.
Oh, I like it. Someone's focusing in on the gammon.
What?
Good camera work. That's amazing. Yep. We verified what board that is. Thank you.
Well, and Elias is scratching his head.
Yeah, these can be tricky. I mean,
Yes.
especially when you're on blue side and you've been watching this, you see that you've got the 5 prime and he's got 2 checkers behind it, and he might have trouble escaping. So you see the light. You see how you might get some wins out of this game.
Yes.
But I think he'll recognize that when he doesn't win, he's going to lose a gammon way too often, and at the score, that's especially punishing. And so he'll just have to let it go. And it's not even really a close take-pass decision for money.
No.
Pretty clear pass even there. And so at the score, this is just exaggerated.
But again, you can be fooled by the duplication of 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But white just has too much timing.
Yes, he has forever to get those 2 checkers
To close blue out, to make the bar point,
Yeah.
to hit the second checker, and then he has all the time in the world to roll the 4. But the fact that Elias spends time on this and seems to be... Oh, he takes it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, Elias.
This is the commentator's curse, I think, or something. We must be doing this to him. Whoa. I don't know if you make why wouldn't you switch the, this has got to be correct. It's going to win more gammons. It prevents him from anchoring.
But
you just go ahead and play in pure. Yeah.
But this is...
It's time to blitz here, I think. I mean, it is only 9 checkers in the zone, so I think I see what he's thinking about, but I would for sure switch and you need time to pick up that checker. The blitz has got to work, kind of.
Well, you have to. I feel like for Elias, because he was playing so well, and you see then suddenly this
look at
position
this.
comes up, which is.
I'm wrong about this blitzing play too,
Oh,
and
you
he's
are
thinking about it.
this?
Yeah, I
I
would.
think blitz. I'm not sure.
I would for sure. Well, almost for sure switch
Shouldn't
3 days.
you
It looks so
maintain
impure.
purity because you have so much work to do?
Yeah,
in the
no,
back?
that's the theme that's going on. You're right. Yeah, and I think Seb's thinking about that too. But I would be tricked into this. Just it feels so natural to pick it up and give you
No.
time to
No.
pick up the
I
other
don't
checker.
think I would. I don't think I would, because there's also like entering numbers for blue. You don't mind blue entering on the ace.
Yeah, and cracking. Yeah. You're right.
Cracking. You have. Wow, that's a great roll.
Wow.
What to do?
I guess
I don't
I would.
know.
I think the ace and the deuce Wow, I would clean up the blot, but here that's a blunder too. It is a much better anchor with much better contact to step up to the 23. But I just don't want that third checker back. That's fascinating. Yeah. But the 4s are duplicated, so you can play for it too. Okay.
Yeah.
This is tricky. I wonder if we'll find this play.
These players are now being, how do you say that, pushed to their limits.
Yeah.
Especially Elias being pushed. But Sebastian is playing majestically, I should say.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a baffling PR he's playing in tricky positions. I mean, this is not bread and butter, your bread and butter stuff.
Yeah.
But Elias would have done better to drop the cube and play from 4 away, 3 away.
Yeah. I'll inquire about Ramesh in the chat here. I'm not sure if he's with us in Gibraltar, but he may be.
Who is that?
Ramesh Balakrishnan.
Okay.
Yeah. You saw the music video on Backgammon Galaxy recently? Maybe not? It's worth a watch. You should go
Alrighty.
check it out. Yeah, yeah. That's on the YouTube video.
Yes.
too.
I will have to connect with the Galaxy community, I guess, in the near future. A
Look at
great
this.
4 for Seb.
Yeah. His gammons went down so much, and Elias found the best play there too, making the
Yes,
23.
yes,
that's
yes,
still
yes.
a really challenging play to me. It's a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this isn't. So you actually pick up some numbers that make the bar point when you play 14 to 13. So I would kind of think about that, but yeah.
Yeah, this looks a bit stiff. But maybe he wants to button up in the outfield because he wants to run from.
Well, the thing that people overlook a lot of times is that now 6s and 3s make the bar. So like it is a good building role to do that. But yeah, there we go. The 2-5 was a great role to come out and challenge at least and maybe
This
get
is
some
also a
freedom.
great play. He could have lifted the blot from 7 to 4, but he realizes he has a lot of work from the back,
Yeah.
so he needs to play pure in the front and try to win it in the front.
I don't remember which one the Darjeeling point is over here. But.
The Darjeeling point. Yeah, this is.
You got to get caught up on that.
Yes,
You'll see.
I need to connect.
Yeah, the 4 out. I guess,
Out.
why do
I
you want
run.
to keep it connected? Yeah.
No, there's no use. You don't want to make that point.
Yeah, it looks like a link, but I don't think it is. Yeah, you just go.
Yeah, this looks a bit obvious to me.
Yeah. They're very close, though.
Yeah.
I guess somehow this wins more gammons to come into the 6. I guess it is ammo to attack on the ace if he comes in there. Maybe it's something to do.
So the match could be over after this game, but it's not
you're
there
right,
yet.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
forgot that, yeah.
white still needs a 4.
Yeah.
Problem is that if blue enters with a 1-6 or a 2-6 or 1-5-2-5, that's his
Yeah.
brittle prime.
Yeah, we can see with these numbers too that gammoning the 2-point anchor is a tough task. You know, with the third checker back, you have a little more chances of doing so.
See, there's the 1-6, which he isn't happy with.
Yeah,
He cannot be happy with that.
yeah. He's going to need some luck to enter and not escape here. Oh,
That's a
1-5
bad
is
one.
that roll. That's very not a great roll for Seb here. There's a lot that can happen now. A little bit of counter prime is all he's rooting for.
Okay, what to do with the deuce?
Yeah.
Do you slot?
Ooh.
Wow, it may be right to slot
Yeah.
because this is prime versus prime, and you want purity.
Feels like it risks so much, but I have
don't
found
like this personally.
I feel like they're close because you're going to risk a lot of gammons, a lot more gammons getting a 4th back, but I like your slot play too, and I think it's because he doesn't have the time to not, right? If he wants the offense to work, he really needs to have that option of covering that next roll.
Okay.
When he does get so lucky, when the white checker doesn't escape here, but he runs and he's happy he didn't get another checker back, so now we're in a pretty defined game here. Yes, Elias definitely wants to get up to the 23 so he doesn't have to break it once the prime starts to crack through him and so he can get it escaping. Seb's trying to come in without leaving a shot.
Yeah.
And
This is all technical stuff,
yeah,
and it helps if you have read Michi's book,
yeah.
How to Bear in Your Checkers Against the Deuce Point Anchor.
Yeah. This is interesting. I would
It's
love to
very
have a spare on the
interesting,
6. I'm not sure why he's looking at the 7-1 play, but that's, I mean, it's best according to XG here. So, oh, you know what? Keeping the keeping a checker back for containment can possibly be nice here too. But no, I don't think that's what you're thinking about here. I think that blue has a, I think he wants to keep his prime as long as he can and let blue crack a little bit here too.
Yes.
So maybe that's some of the value of playing the
Conflicting
ace.
priorities. Okay, he keeps the 6 prime.
Yep. Ooh, that's
Uh-huh,
actually a
well,
good
that's
roll
a great
too.
roll.
Yeah.
Great roll.
6s that maintain blue's board.
Oops. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, it's getting
now,
scary.
Yeah. Now 6s are blocked and 5s play well.
Ooh,
Wow, that's
great shot.
good for Elias.
well, that fixes
That's
everything.
also nice.
We do have the close to like kind of, it's not a very good distribution for
No,
white.
no.
There's going to be problem rolls coming up
Yeah.
for a while. Oh, but he's forced off the anchor already, and
Okay,
already
but
the
that
problem
saves a
rolls.
lot of gammons.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He's going to get hit with some of the previous problem rolls though now instead, you know, which just gives Seb more ways to get out of this. But okay, instead he just clears the point. Yeah, there's very few gammons, very few losses here, I think. So we should see another game. That's exciting.
Yes. So Elias comes
Oh look,
away with
Ramesh
a
is in the
scare.
chat with us. This is awesome.
Who is that?
Ramesh Balakrishnan.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat said that. It wasn't me. I wouldn't make that mistake, Ramesh. Thank you though.
It's good that you are keeping an eye on the chat.
Yeah, yeah. Doing my best. It's fun. Our screens are so big here that I have to look back and forth. So we do lose track of it a little bit. But okay, gets off the gammon. And here we are, 4-way, 2-way. This is one of the most exciting scores in backgammon. You know, a lot of second roll positions. This is white just won this one, right? Seb, yeah, yeah. So a lot of times Elias, if he like wins with an opening 3-1 points or something like this, oh, let's have it. Oh, not quite. Okay. And Seb doesn't do anything, like it's already a double. And so blue's going to be very aggressive with the cube here if there's even the whiff of a gammon.
Yeah, but I heard Sebastian told me that like the 2-way, 4-way score is a good score to have if you play for PR.
Oh yeah,
Because the cube gets turned and,
Yeah.
and then there's no more cube action.
yeah. That's an interesting point too. Look at all these different camera angles we're getting. This is cool.
Ah,
This is
yes.
exciting.
Wow, yeah, great angle. Wow, this is also nice, close up of the board.
Yeah. So our 5-2,
Yeah.
I think you're being primed, so I would think you want to hop one, but I guess also you want that containment checker on the 11, so competing priorities. But it's a containment checker to be out on the 16 too, so that's my thought here. But look at this, it actually wants you to step
Up.
That's way down on the list, huh? The 13 to 8, I mean, I guess that's a strange play here to me.
Yeah, 2 down I think wins the most gammons, that's for sure, but
Yeah, I'm
hard to
not so sure.
find the right play here.
Yeah.
Elias is below a minute.
Yeah, I'm with Elias. This is the play that I would end up making too, and it ends up being a sizable error. Ooh, the 4s punish it
Wow.
for sure. You can see
course.
Seb playing up or picking up his pace too, trying to. I think the clock kind of baits you into that in a little bit. When you see someone else has time pressure, you start to play fast, thinking you're going to take advantage of that. They never run out of time.
No, no, no.
So,
Wow, look at this. Seb is jokering his way
What a
maybe to win
shot.
a doubled gammon.
yeah, and that's another feature of this score. It's going to be very hard for Seb to get a cube in because he's either going to be too good playing on for the gammon, doesn't want to cancel that value, or it's just going to be way too easy of a take because Elias can turn it back around and just choose to play for the match. Yeah, the switch.
So yeah, this is again
I hope he takes his time on this one instead of thinking about playing fast. But this is very tricky. What do you, I guess you would step up with the other two if you do the switch?
yeah.
Yeah, this seems best. I don't know why you want to give him the blot in a way to get back into this, but keeping the full 5 prime together is very strong too. That's why he's going to think about this. You don't want the gap in
This
it.
probably loses more gammons.
Very well might. It looks like, oh, that's interesting. XG says if you're going to do this, it's slightly better to continue to the 2. You'd rather, if you're going to be, well, I think the logic of that is that if you are hit from the bar, then the checker is still primed, right?
Yes.
And then, so he doesn't get both ever. He can be on the edge or hit you instead of
Yeah.
doing both, which is a very strong play for him, yeah.
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 but to recognize in which positions this is right, hit and continue. This looks like the natural play to me.
Yeah,
I think that's what I would play without.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Seb,
with
of
you.
course, is thinking about other. That's wow. If he finds this play,
Yeah. It's not the best play, but it's still it's the best loose hit, which is very interesting. But yeah, I'm sure he's seen these before.
wow.
Yeah. That's funny. I'm actually not sure. So, Florin in the chat, if you resign a match when you have zero, or resign a game when you have zero chance of winning, I don't think that XG still counts that as decisions. So I don't think they do actually have incentive to play a game like that out. But yeah, I guess so. He should be credited with the 5-3 decision to not lose a gammon. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how they transcribe that one. But
Seb
okay.
once again found the right play.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess he's playing on too good and also not good enough or something like this. Oh, he's going to do the ace switch now. Yeah.
I think now this is correct.
Yeah. This looks good. Looks like good chances to just be out of this game. And
Yeah, still needs perfectas.
yep. Like we were talking about, this is a game that's like almost never going to get cubed. Because either he's going to roll home, do a gammon. He's like not winning the game enough to send it. Like it's still a trivial take. And you would kill all of his gammon value by doing so. But yeah, any ace you're thinking about here? I think you prefer to have the 8 made to the 7. So I don't like the switch. Yeah. So wherever the 4-3 is, that's interesting. It's another. It keeps your builders in the best position. I like that.
I think I would personally have made the 4. So hit and play 5-4, but it's wrong.
Oh, because you can, a lot of times in these blitzes you like being able to shift the point that you want to cover higher because there's more covers for it. Yeah, there's good logic to that play. But yeah, not here. I think.
I would not play 8-7.
Yeah. I think as long as you rule that out, the 6-5 and 4-3. I wouldn't be thinking about 4-3 necessarily either, but yeah, it's fascinating. It's
wow, that's a lifesaver.
Yeah, big turnaround.
Yeah.
What's Seb going to do with it? Ooh, that's a good shot too.
3.
I guess we're blitzing, right? So probably down.
I think so.
Yeah.
You think you have to put all your eggs in the blitzing basket.
Yeah,
but it's not correct.
Slightly likes the out. That's interesting.
It's not correct. 13-8 is like not good.
This is another one that's probably might reverse for money. It looks like, but leading it's hard to. You don't always get the value out of the gammons even though you're thinking I would love to win the match with the gammon. Like it's just too often that your opponent ends up in a spot where they can cube you and rob you of the gammon value if they have turnaround potential or might lose a gammon anyway. So you still have to play kind of like safer, like a DMP kind of situation, you know. And so this is just going to win a little bit more coming out, capitalizing on that race and not leaving so many blots. And it's definitely going to give up a few less gammons, I would think.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting about being, so it is we were talking about the format affecting players and they need to be aware of, not resigning games like that, like the way that they usually would, but it's so ingrained, all these players have played so many tournaments that once you see you've clearly saved the gammon, it's just very natural to hit the clock and be done with it. So it's pretty alienating, right? Like it's a very different format that requires you to think about, oh, I need to not resign this automatically. But that's a good point in the chat there.
I see.
And a fan, okay, we're back in rolling home to Gammon Town. Yep, we're going to play this real aggressive, yep.
I see Florin Poppa is also
You know Florin?
mingling.
I don't know if I've met Florin.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Great player from Italy. He played for Romania.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like double nationality.
Oh, wow.
Great
again,
theoretician.
All right.
Okay, so Sebastian looks like he's heading for an undoubled gammon and for the match with a with a 0.44 PR. That will send shockwaves through the playing room, I think.
Yeah. We're gonna see a lot of these though through the weekend. I think like sometimes
Okay.
that's part of playing at the level that these players all play at. When you're averaging a 4 or below, it's because you're capable of playing perfectly clean matches, and sometimes you're still going to play in the 5 or 6 range like you see like this. 6 is probably exceptional, but so much of the game that a lot of the times you're just going to get it clean, right? And you might still run into spots like Elias did where you really just don't understand a cube and you're going to make a big mistake, so it looks like you play really poorly for one match, but it's just one thing that you didn't know.
Right.
Perfect, right?
Right.
So,
If you take away, you can take that. You can do that with XG. Remove analyze, or what is it? Remove analyze.
yeah.
He badly needs a deuce. He doesn't get it. Okay, so no 6.
Oh wow, yeah.
You have
Well,
to
it's going to the ace, I think.
I see. Okay.
I think. I mean, I guess I've seen XG just
But you
played
see,
and
it's not
get
correct. You have to
primed.
just run out.
Yeah. I guess getting hit on the deuce isn't so bad, but cracking and having to break from the 6 is really bad. So you just run. Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah, these are plays that I get wrong often. I think they're challenging. And I think probably beginners with me, like where it just looks so good to have a closed board, you never even think about the possibility that you could roll 9 numbers that are going to crack immediately.
Yeah, 10.
More.
5-3.
Yeah, 5-3 is a cracker. You're right. Yeah. There's probably
4,
more.
I guess.
Yeah. I guess 2-6 is gonna. No, that doesn't break.
So this is once again, the game poses or presents Seb with a conundrum.
Yeah.
He could have easily sailed to a win here and have a 0.5 PR, and now he's confronted with this checker play, and this costs him.
Oh yeah.
His PR will now.
I think he's still leading it, but yeah, that's a very.
That's an expensive one.
Yeah, it was very big.
Wow. Wow. See, there's nothing you can do about it. This is also a factor of luck. It's not just the luck of winning the match, but also the luck of not being presented with difficult decisions.
Probably another sizable piece of that error is that checker on the ace is always on the ace for this bear off now, which is going to complicate things too. So now he's got another more difficult decision where he's wondering if he should try to reduce the long-term, shot leaving potential by playing 6-5 or just take it off. Ripping here looks right to me. But they're very close. Because the thing about shifting 6-5 here is that you don't fix your big doubles, right? Your 6s and 5s. So you only the 6-5 is the only shot lever that you get rid of. And when you play that, you leave that checker on the ace, which is not where you want it. And look at this, actually ++ reverses them and says 6-5 is a little bit better. Difficult play. Yeah, I like it. Everyone's rooting for everyone to play Inhuman and get perfect PRs. I'm with you. So it's like probably the first tournament where everyone's just like gasping sad when someone makes a mistake instead of like, I'm used to commentators being very critical about that or something instead, But everyone wants them to succeed here. It's cool. We got to see a 0 match some point here. I think it's going to happen.
This was close. I mean, he was at 0.4.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over yet. He could leave a shot. If Elias comes in, it looks like the match is over.
It's going to be very difficult to leave a shot from this position.
So that will be 2
I like
points.
saying it's the perfect time to say it, though.
Yes.
Right when this happens.
Okay,
here he comes in. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
2 points for Seb.
Yep.
That will do him a lot of good.
Yeah.
Great fight. Great play, I think, by both players. If we remove that wrong take by Elias, I think he also played below 2.
Yeah.
Great match. So Seb, after his first round loss against Thomas Muir, will be happy with the 2 points here.
Yeah. I'm
Keeps
not
him in
sure.
contention.
I don't think we know what the PR result of that first one was yet either.
No.
But look at this. I love this too. Both players. It's just such a fun quirk of the format that they both immediately look to the transcriber sitting on the table by the camera here, and they're like, "What did we do? What was our PR?" So it doesn't even matter like studying the game. They just want to know who won that part. But yeah.
So we can announce we see it in yellow there, that the next match will be Mark Olsen versus Michi.
Ooh, that'll be a good one. Yeah, yeah.
Are we looking forward to that?
Yeah, of
or-
course. Of
We
course.
are,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course we
yeah.
are. Okay,
Oh, look at this. Yep, they were going and looking over their mistakes.
okay.
But yeah,
How do
very
we
well.
wrap up this match?
Yeah. Oh, cool, cool. Okay. So we're gonna. I guess I hear the Ramesh music video is gonna come on. You can
Good.
watch it if you want to see that.
Ah,
Michelle.
okay, great. Alrighty. So enjoy
Yeah.
this music video coming up
Yeah, yeah.
in a moment to keep you entertained
Yeah.
while we wait for this second round to finish and
Yeah.
for the third round to start.
Third round should be at 4 o'clock our time, 45 minutes from now. So I think as long
Give
as
or take a half hour on.
yeah, yeah. When we're not having meal breaks, I think they're aiming to keep it every 2 hours, and then there's going to be like a dinner break somewhere there too. So
Sounds great.
cool.
Hope you enjoyed it at home.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for chiming in.
See you again soon.
Okay, bye.
Hello, my friends. Ramesh Balakrishnan in the house. Here's a little story about my favorite game of all time, Backgammon. 1 point.